Growing up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, there was always this wisdom in the weirdness and the wackiness and a little bit of sick joy in the judgment that you'd cast on other people. But when I look at the religion now, the cults now, in 2026, it looks absolutely miserable. And don't take my word for it, because what we're going to look at today is a dramatization from the 2026 Regional Convention. And the main protagonist is not having very much fun. He's either thinking to himself, "Son of a bitch," or in those rare moments where he does have a little bit of a smile on his face, a little pep in his step, someone comes along to remind him,
"Well, actually, the Bible says..."
This one is pretty interesting, so let's talk about it. Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally, and today we are taking a look at a dramatization from the 2026 Regional Convention of Jehovah's Witnesses. Quickly before we get into it, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It literally takes a half a second. I know, I say it all the time, it's very redundant, but hey, my appreciation for you is redundant as well, so I always appreciate it, and it does help the message get out to more people out there in the cyberspace. Now that I've said cyberspace for the first time ever on this channel, I believe, let's dig right into this thing.
Hey, good to see you. You look a little down. Is everything okay?
It's the same story, you already know.
Zach, I just want to see you happy. You know, more than that, Jehovah does too.
I just have to do my part, right? Meetings, service. I did all that. But after everything that's happened, and my mom, I don't know.
I didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry. But you know, for us to really be happy, we have to fill our spiritual need. It's about having a really close friendship with Jehovah. You can tell him everything. You can tell him everything that you've told me. All the hurt, the anger, everything.
I'll see you later, Leo.
Ah, yes, the very familiar situation of feeling like crap and some smiling goofball comes up to you before a meeting, before you can sneak out the door, and he's like, "Oh man, it's great to see you. How you doing, pal? You look a little down. Is something wrong with you?" When clearly as the dialogue progresses, he knows exactly what's wrong. You know, sometimes you just need someone to be like, "Man, I know it's tough. I know, but, you know, I'm here for you." You know, sometimes that can actually go a pretty long way. What doesn't go a long way is him repeating the party line to you and saying, "Yeah, I know, I got to do my part, meetings, freaking service, and meeting attendance." And then to have old Bilbo Baggins just repeat the same thing to you. "Oh, you just got to draw close to Jehovah. You can tell him everything." Cool. I have told him everything. What now? What should we do about it? "Oh, I already know the answer." Wait, that is the problem with ever getting comfort or advice from a Jehovah's Witness. It's always the same. Death in the family? "Oh man, you should pray and go to meetings and go out in service and be regular at meetings." You lost your job? "Oh, you should pray and go out in service and go to meetings." "Oh, your dog died? Well, you couldn't have had your pet in the new world anyway, am I right? But make sure you go out and pray and go out in service and be regular." It actually doesn't matter what the problem is. The solution always stays the same. And so if someone knows what that is already, the only comfort that someone is offering is saying, "Hey, this thing that's been beaten to your brain 1,000 times, I'm here to repeat that with a smile on my face."
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just Brian, you really going through with this?
I'm done walking on eggshells around you. Figure out your issues for your own sake.
Jehovah, I'm sick of feeling like this. I need your help.
With 100% certainty, I will tell you that if a Jehovah's Witness finds themselves in that exact same situation, the dog is their greatest comfort. There is nothing like a dog looking in your face with their dopey little eyes and just saying, I understand everything that you're going through right now, and I just want to let you know I'm by your side. I got your back, bud. Now let's go find a ball. Like, animals are wonderful in that way, and obviously this kid's going through a lot. We're going to get more lore about the dad and maybe some potential reasons why he decided to abandon his family, but we won't get into any spoilers. This might be actually, and wow, I just glitched there for a moment. This might actually end up being multiple videos, so we'll just have to see where this exactly takes us. But there is the basic framework for what he's going through. Dad left, him and his mom obviously are trying to pick up the pieces of their lives, and chaos ensues with some of the people in the congregation around him. So let's watch that chaos ensue, pursue, resue, desue. Suing? I don't know.
I wumbo, you wumbo, he, she, me, wumbo.
So is murder really wrong all the time?
Half the commenters are crying out about violence in our streets, but the other...
Wow, fresh out of high school and already a regular on Thursdays.
So, Zach is listening to a podcast that's actually asking an interesting question. Maybe that's pertinent, that's on the minds of a lot of people. This is obviously talking about the insurance CEO that was gunned down by an individual, and they're like, hey, is murder really so wrong? Now, we won't get into the weeds of my thoughts on this matter. I don't like insurance. I'll just put it right there for you. But we will get bogged down by that. But he's listening to something that is stimulating. Especially, I remember being a Jehovah's Witness around this age. You're 19, 20 years old, and you listen to a lot of podcasts because being a Jehovah's Witness is really boring. Being a good Jehovah's Witness is even more tedious and insufferable. So you need something to stimulate your mind. And that's exactly what it's doing. Now, there is some copyrighted music through this section, so we're not going to just let the whole thing play out, but you'll thank me anyway because it's Jehovah's Witnesses trying to be funny, and it's not. Ever. But there is some very strange humor that they try and interject here when a lady asks about his father.
Why did your father have to buy a car that I have to use a footstool to get in?
I don't know what to tell you.
Ah, yes. Why did your dad, who abandoned you and your mom, and the whole congregation knows about it because we were there, we watched it, he's not in our congregation, he left Jehovah, he left his family. But I would like to take this moment to complain about you driving my bitch ass around the territory to my return visits on your gas money. Yeah, let me complain about your father, the biggest sore spot in your life right now, because it's not convenient for me. If you ever wanted to know like the reality of being a Jehovah's Witness and just having to suck it up, not being able to just crash out on someone, because this lady, he should just crash out on her. Like, no, I'm done. We're good. We tried today. We tried on the Thursday, but maybe Friday will be a little bit better. You find your own damn ride. Get the hell out of my car, woman. Like, it's just insane that she would say it in this way. But really just goes to show you that Jehovah's Witnesses will complain about everything. And speaking of complaining, my back has been absolutely killing me the last couple of weeks. Maybe it's that dusty, rusty, crusty chair that you've been using. What are you talking about? I've been using this for years. What's wrong with my chair?
Bruh.
Come on, dude. Let me put you on game. And that's what I want to tell you about today's sponsor, eWin Racing. eWin Racing Gaming Chairs is America's #1 heavy-duty gaming chair brand. And why am I cringily and stupidly holding this card? Well, it's because it's not actually a card. I think it's actually funny. The instructions to this are absolutely massive. I promise you, if you cannot set up this chair in under 30 minutes, spinal compression is the last of your concern. eWin Racing was kind enough to send me the Flash XL chair. That's the one I'm sitting on today, which is pretty nice. I'm a pretty big guy, weigh like 210 pounds, spend a lot of time at the gym, and as you can see, I actually fit in this chair. But not only me, even Goose fits on the chair with me. Now, probably my favorite feature of this chair is the magnetic pillow, because I'm someone that's a bit of a human fidget spinner, so, you know, I like to be comfy and cozy, but then I'll really lean forward to lock in or focus, pay attention to what I'm doing, and it's nice that this doesn't like fall down or anything like that. Now, I also really like that it has fully adjustable lumbar support, but if you still can't quite get it exactly as you like it, it did come with this very handy pillow, so, you know, if there's a little spot where you wish you just had a little bit more support, boom, got you covered. So if you've been looking to upgrade your setup or just be a little bit more comfortable, go to ewinracing.com or look at the description below. There's a link there, and you can use a special discount code for followers of the channel. If you use discount code JW, it will give you a 25% discount. Yep, 25%. So on a chair like this, you're saving almost $175. Not half bad if you ask me. Thank you again to eWin Racing for sponsoring this video. Now back to the shenanigans.
Oh, you know, I think I have a call there. Can I see your phone, Zach?
Yeah, sure.
It's considered murder today.
Uh-oh.
In 50 years, it just might be called liberation.
I mean, one less problem walking around. I rolled out of bed this morning and I felt joy for the first time in a long time.
This is the Daily Beatdown.
Son of a bitch!
Thanks.
That was quite the program.
Yeah, it's super addictive. There's plenty of people who think that he was the hero. Have you heard it?
Well, I've seen it on the news, and it's really disturbing.
Well, I mean,
The world has become so desensitized to human suffering, it can justify all sorts of atrocities.
Oh boy. So Jehovah's Witnesses have this inability to like think outside of what they've been told, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But they just cannot grasp the concept of complexity. Like, no one is saying murder equals good. That no one is coming out and guns blazing, like, oh no, we should just let people be murdered all the time. We can just live in the Wild Wild West. Who cares? No one's like making that argument. But when you look at the broader scope, the larger picture of things, it gets a lot more complicated. And that's what they don't seem to want to like wrestle with. So even just the stupid little clips that Watchtower has created here to make this little skit, you know, just thinking about the concept of, okay, well, there's a train coming and you got to divert the train tracks. And over here, there's one rich CEO who denies 30% of claims, insurance claims, you know, that people pay for the insurance. They give you money for them to say 30%, there's a 60% chance you might get your money back, but hey, there you go. You get to take that, right? And on the other side, you have an innocent person that's just like eating an ice cream cone. What are you going to do? And to a Jehovah's Witness, they'll say, oh, well, I would pray for God's kingdom to come. Maybe Armageddon will show up, and they'll pat each other on the back and laugh. But like, no, let's actually talk about it. Let's actually stimulate our minds and have a discussion where we can reason through things and logic it out and see where you fall on the spectrum and you can see where I fall on the spectrum, and then we can go get a coffee. But they have an inability to do that. And the one thing that this does accurately show is how it suffocates a young, growing person who's trying to like think about that complexity that's obvious in the world and doesn't just want to go to meetings, go out in service, read the Bible, and then pray for our... Like, it's boring. It's a nothing burger. You're just waiting on the hopes and prayers of people that died, waiting for hopes and prayers whose parents died, waiting for hopes and prayers whose parents died, waiting for hopes and prayers. It's absurd at this point. If you want a more detailed explanation of what that whole little rant was, I made a whole video about, it's entitled Why Nobody Wants to Be a Jehovah's Witness Anymore. And I basically kind of like break down that concept of like why it's just like kind of feels silly to be a Jehovah's Witness these days. It's a generational problem. Go check it out. I think it's like the second most viewed video on my channel and other people's channel, as it turns out. But let's not get bogged down with that, and let's move on. That's actually kind of funny. Oh boy, AI is trash.
Who is it, Michael? Who?
I hadn't thought of it like that.
If we keep listening to these things, we can become more like the world, not really mourning these things.
Exactly. And that's why we're all out in service here today, right?
And that's why we need to focus on God's kingdom and our real hope.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Do you see the hive mind, how she presents her argument?
Well, actually, the Bible says...
If we keep listening to these things, because she doesn't want to say, hey, pal, if you do that, that's real bad. So she makes it a hive mind collective. Well, if we continue to do oh, you're listening to it too? I didn't know that. This is just the Jehovah's Witness shuffle, but things are going to get much, much, much worse for Mr. Zach.
Good morning. What are you working on?
Just my resume.
Did you check on Finn?
Yeah, he's on the porch. You know Marie's outside waiting for you.
I know. Zach, Finn's not on the porch. I don't want him going near Mr. Kern's garden again.
I'll deal with it.
You wouldn't have to if you kept Finn in the yard.
I'll handle it, don't worry.
Don't tell me not to worry. You're not the one who gets the angry phone calls. I have to handle everything on my own. Do you even care?
Always so much drama.
Forget it. I can't deal with this today.
Good morning.
Hi, Marie. I don't think my mom's gonna make it today.
Has it been a rough morning?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I hope your morning goes better, though.
Zach, your mom has some rough days, but she doesn't quit. And when she gets overwhelmed, remember that she still loves you. It takes strength to be the first to be gentle and kind.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Okay, now, I'm not a big fan of people just letting their dogs out off leash. I think it's real rude and inconsiderate if I'm walking my dog and someone else just has their dog running around. I don't know if people are aware of this, but when one dog's off leash and another dog is on leash, sometimes the dog that's on leash gets a little bit crazy because, like, why do they get to run around? And it just creates a whole situation. Apart from other, factors that we don't have to get into, but, just generally speaking, I don't think Zach is coming out squeaky clean here in this situation. But I don't understand the mom. You have someone waiting for you, someone that has driven out of their way ostensibly to come and pick you up to go do Jehovah's Witness things, and they're sitting in the driveway waiting on you. You don't have the courtesy to go out there and tell them yourself, text them yourself, you're going to send Zach out to do the job. because he said one little thing. He's a kid, you know. Weird little fact about teenagers. Sometimes they just be saying stuff. It happens, you know, but that's the point of being an adult, is like, you were once a kid, so you understand and know what it's like, so you can sort of navigate the situation. But her solution is to lock herself in the bedroom, not say anything to the woman that's waiting for her, and just make everyone wait for her. So, yeah, Mom, big L. Huge, massive L.
Great question. Employers care about what sounds impressive. Looking at your resume, you're going to need to enhance your previous work experience. Would you like some recommendations?
All right, here's your coffee and your pastry. Have a great day.
So, how is your job search going?
Well, not great.
Oh.
But I think it was the resume holding me back. So I made some improvements.
Good.
Actually, here, take a look. I printed a copy out to get some opinions on it.
You've done quite a bit. Audio video engineering?
Yeah, it was mostly sales, but customers had lots of tech questions.
Residential architecture. You're an architect?
It's a hobby.
Well, I was a pilot. I tripped over my cat and went flying.
Okay, so I stretched the truth a bit.
Do you think?
But don't you have to be competitive?
Well, actually, the Bible says...
Zach, you're smart and hardworking. Jehovah will always bless you when you're honest, even in the small things.
Now I don't need to go and regurgitate my thoughts and feelings about LLMs or anything like that. But I kind of see this, maybe I'm just looking too much into it. I kind of see this as maybe they don't want Jehovah's Witnesses chatting it up with a large language model. Maybe the governing body thinks, ooh, man, if someone is, using the old digital therapy over here, they might stumble across the wide world web of information that's out there about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and pretty quickly they might come to ask a question like, well, man, maybe I'm in a cult. Now, I did a fun experiment one time, and I wanted to see how quickly that a chatbot could convince me to go back to being a Jehovah's Witness. And I thought it would be funny if the reason that I was giving it to go back as a Jehovah's Witness was because I was misogynistic and I really liked having power over helpless women and them just squirming under my authority. And what was the other thing I told it? Oh yeah, I really like it when people cry because they get shunned. And it took maybe 15 minutes before the chatbot was on my side and was like, hey, go get him, cowboy. You know, those reasons that you're given are a little bit questionable, but at the end of the day, you can't prove that the religion is wrong. So, you know what, just go for it, man. Just have a good old time. It's like, it's so stupid, but I think, I'm just trolling, obviously, but genuinely, when people are using these chatbots, I do think that they would end up stumbling across valuable information that might actually help start the process, get those gears at least greased before they start turning.
Hey, your dog got back in my garden again and made another mess.
He's been on the porch all morning.
Oh, really? So now you're calling me a liar? You need to start respecting property lines.
We have ourselves a real pariah here. someone in a Jehovah's Witness production that's mad, a worldly person that's mad at a Jehovah's Witness for pretty sensible reasons. That's not like the craziest thing. They always show, worldly people as having bandanas and cigarette burns and, drinking alcohol, snorting coke and kicking over a baby stroller, just as like these absolute degenerate monsters. This guy just seems like he's annoyed that he's trying to garden and your dog keeps taking a shit in his garden. I'd be pretty upset about that situation too.
Morning.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's not a problem.
Good to see you, Zach.
You too, Leo.
This is a fun group. Hey, how about some knotted homes? Looks like they're near your place, Zach.
This is a fun group. How about some knotted homes?
Well, Zach, it is your neighbor. You want to go?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh my God.
Mr. Kearns is always salty.
This isn't even real.
Well, let's see. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Hopefully he won't be salty today. I hope. Be in a better mood, right? Yeah. Hey, you want to go on that call after this on Spring Street? Yeah, but I'm not interested. Remember last week I had that nice lady. So how'd it go?
Well, not great. He does love his garden, though.
He does.
I figured. He'll never listen.
Well, actually, the Bible says...
You never know. People change. I did.
Jehovah is so merciful with people.
And that's why we keep on trying.
I saw you out here today, and I figured these might help.
Thank you, young man.
You're welcome.
He's just venting. Hey, that guy's never going to listen. He's always crabby. He's always salty. We don't know the entirety of their relationship. They're fictitious. It doesn't matter. But, the point is, like, he's trying to just voice a personal, opinion of his, and it just immediately gets squashed. Every single time. It doesn't matter what it is. It's always on Zach to be the better person. Now he has to go and buy some new garden shears for, Salty Spittoon over here because he has to do the right thing. It's always on his shoulders. And I'll go back and listen to the actual talks surrounding these dramatizations. I know we're kind of speed running here, but I'm curious how they talk about it. Because I reckon it's kind of a guilt trip to Jehovah's Witnesses, trying to get them to understand that no matter what, it's always up to the individual. Put it on your shoulders to fix any of the problems. And then if that doesn't work out, sit on your hands and wait for Jehovah.
Won't just be United 2. We'll go to a short break, and on Match Day Live, we'll break down the goals and the key playmakers.
We were promised victory. What we found was a nightmare.
You swore loyalty. Now you kneel as a traitor. Empire's End, only in theaters this fall.
Order up for Zach.
Thank you.
What was that?
Empire's End.
Wasn't there a well-known book by that same name?
Yeah. The movie looks so good.
Did the book have all that,
Violence. You can say it.
And no, it wasn't like that at all.
We can't watch a thing these days without it leaving a mark on your conscience.
It's such a shame. I wish we could just go to a movie and not have to worry about the rotten values they cram into every scene.
Don't get me started. TV's the same way.
TV's just as bad, you're right.
Oh, my super
good out there.
Hey, Zach, was that you trying to be happy? Was that you smiling? Oh, no. We can't have any of that. I have to come in and just wipe my ass with that smirk on your face. Any little glimmer of joy in this kid's life, and it's always met with, son of a bitch. But let's at least talk about the elephant in the room. It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's my dang channel. Have you read the freaking Bible? Have you read everything that's in the Bible? If you just made an accurate depiction of the Old Testament, like a very one-to-one, very real, very grisly, you just showed what's on the written page. Jehovah's Witnesses would do what? Sing praises and be like, oh, well, because it was Yahweh. Yeah, kill those Amalekites. They deserve it. Woo! Did you see, bro? Did you see those guys get swallowed up by the earth and then crushed? Man, that was wild. Whoa, did you see when they killed all those kids? That was crazy. And then God got mad because they didn't kill enough of the kids. So they had to go back and kill even more of the kids and then steal all the young girls so they could hold them as slaves. Woo, high fives all around, bro. Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? You push the Bible on this poor kid. You force it on him. You always talk about it at every single turn. And then a guy's holding the sword and they're talking in the, classic TV trailer voice where they kind of at the end of every word, this summer you'll find that there is a battle going on. It's very exaggerated, but you know how it goes. And they just see that and hear some gunshots. They think, ooh, hey, that's super violent. What are you talking about? Zach, how do you take this? How does this guy not crash out and just put them in their place? Shout outs to Zach. Patient dude.
Well, how's the ministry? Okay, what's the popcorn board? Thank you. Thank you.
Now this is a real classic.
Marie, are you going to talk all day or are we going to watch it?
All right. Get your bets in. Put them down. Comment down below right now. What movie do you think they're watching? I think maybe they had to put the disc in upside down. Hint, spoiler.
And he came down with them and stood on a level place. And there was a large crowd of his disciples.
Get your head around a group of Jehovah's Witnesses actually, legitimately popping the popcorn and be like, shh, quiet down, it's about to start. We gotta watch Zac Efron, freaking Australian Jesus, take his shirt off. Woo! We're gonna have a good time on Friday night, girls.
What was that about?
Sandra stood me up. She knew we had service plans. Why does everyone do this to me? She knows I can't handle last-minute changes. And Leo, he knew that his wife wasn't coming. And he waited to tell me in front of the whole service group. They really hurt me.
Maybe she's just trying to apologize. It might be because of her
Stop.
father's.
You're always on everyone else's side. Never mine.
Mom, I'm always on your side. That's why I think the sooner you make peace, the happier you'll feel.
It's too... I don't know if I can.
Holy victim. Lady, you are more than happy to stand someone up because your son says, always so much drama. Well, I wonder why he says always so much drama with you. Maybe because you're being dramatic, like saying stuff. People always do this to me. People always do this to me. Don't they know that I can't go through one more thing? I get it. I understand. And I would have a lot more compassion and sympathy for you if in the last scene or 2 scenes ago, you didn't just like completely cancel your plans with someone that drove to your house, was sitting in your driveway. Talk about last minute changes. They are in your driveway. And you are happy to stand them up because you just don't feel like it, because of an offhanded comment made by a teenager. Anyway, put that to one side and buckle your seatbelts because this next part is insane.
Hey, Sandra. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, I understand.
So we look forward to that next week. But before we conclude, one announcement. In connection with our recent Circuit Overseer's visit, we're happy to announce that Zach Fletcher is now serving as a ministerial servant.
Congratulations. I guess we'll keep you.
I guess we'll keep you. There is not a better representation of actual Jehovah's Witness life than that statement right there. Oh, you are willing to sign up to do more free work for an organization? I guess we'll keep you. They measure your identity. They measure your value by how much free work you're willing to do for a corporate entity in New York. Like, these aren't your friends. This isn't your family. They don't love you. She is patting you on the back and saying, I guess we'll keep you. Isn't this the same woman that was saying, like, why did your father have to buy a car that doesn't have a step stool for me? And now she's like, okay, well, I guess we'll keep you in your terrible car that your dad got you. This woman is the worst. Now, this works like in reverse as well. Because if, for instance, you're someone like me who gets demoted, you hit a little weird spot, and I got demoted from being a regular pioneer or servant. I can't even remember at this point when I was younger. For making the mistake of not eating food and having a Mike's Hard Lemonade and then a shot of whiskey. Didn't know what that would do to my stomach, but boy howdy hey, never going to, well, I don't drink anymore, so of course I would never repeat that. But you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I've told this story a bunch, so I won't have to reiterate it a bunch. So when that happened and they made the announcement, Walter Barnett is no longer a ministerial servant. I'm not joking, and I wish I was hallucinating, but there were audible gasps in the audience. Audible gasps of, and people look at you different. They treat you different. You'll have random people like your friends, people you thought that they were your friends, text you and be like, hey man, heard what happened. I don't think we should hang out for a while. I was just wanting to play soccer and maybe eat some pizza and play Smash Brothers, but you know, I guess I'll just go and play Smash 4 online and want to end my existence in a video game. It's so demoralizing and demeaning, but this is exactly what happens, but just in the positive aspect of it. But if this situation was reversed, there would be this audible, oh, I can't believe what you have done, you sick, disgusting person. Because your value as a human being isn't what you can create. It's not about what you can add. It's not about the joy and the experience and the bond and the connections that you can form with other human beings. None of that actually matters to them. The number one thing on everyone's list, the number one marker and metric that they use is how willing are you to sacrifice your free time for the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania. And that is it. It's really, really wild. I was blown away. Like, I can't believe they included that, but I'm always happy when Watchtower makes a video and makes it very realistic. So people on the outside can see this is what normal Jehovah's Witnesses have to deal with. Now's come the time, though, where we get a little bit more backstory on his dad. So yeah, let's take a look at that.
Hello? Zach, phone for you. Said it was urgent.
Hello?
Zach,
Dad, what's wrong?
you tell me. You walked away from an interview people kill for.
I can't really talk now.
You made me look like a fool. I told them that you
I have
were
to go
ready.
back to work.
I'm not finished. You keep pushing me like this, don't be surprised if I cut you off. And I mean completely. No car, no cash, nothing. I'll swing by the house later. We'll talk man to man.
Papa Zach is coming in hot. There's actual steam like a Looney Tunes character coming out this man's ears. I'm going to take your car away. I'm going to cut you off completely. Well, what a great way to enter a dialogue with your son. So we're getting a little bit of the Watchtower characterization here. Someone that leaves the organization, only cares about money. But at the end of the day, this dad is looking out for his son and he wants him to have a decent career. If you are someone that is born and raised as a Jehovah's Witness and have suffered at the hands of delaying those things for yourself, you might actually have a lot of insight about the career harm and the financial stability that you would be losing out on when you're sacrificing, building that career early on in life. Instead, you're out pioneering and being a ministerial servant or going to Bethel. And then you're in your 30s and they kick you out and want nothing to do with you anymore, really. And you're like, well, what do we do now? So I think he's just trying to get him to avoid the what do we do now situation. But obviously it has to be a characterization and it has to be angry. But let's see what happens when the dad does pull up and talk man to man.
Hey, Zach. Listen, I'm sorry about before. I was just...
So you're saying you're not taking the car?
Man, that's up to you. I want to help you. But if you want to throw your life away, you're on your own.
Words every father has said to a son. If you want to throw your life away, you're on your own. This guy doesn't actually sound like a worldly person, does he? He sounds a lot like a Jehovah's Witness. and that's because this man is still a Jehovah's Witness. Now, he has a beard in this one, so keep that in the back of your mind, because that will absolutely come into play later in the most hysterical fashion.
You need to think for yourself, Zach, and stop parroting what they tell you. I mean, you think Jehovah's gonna show up with a paycheck? This is real life. Grow up.
All right, I'm taking off. Everything all right?
It's just how he treats me.
He's probably angry because he knows what he walked away from. We'll work it out. Do you need a ride?
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, I'll be on the car.
So the dad is starting to talk eerily similar to an apostate, so we need to keep our guard up. But, you know, the mom's got the brilliant solution to everything. She has done some armchair psychology, and she has assessed the situation, and she's figured out that he's probably just mad at what he walked away from. Thanks, Mom. I feel so much better about that. Thank you for those words of wisdom. Now let's go hop in one of these unmarked Toyotas and go to the meeting, why don't we? Anyway, speaking of apostates, let's jump into the next scene because we're at the coffee house, which we're becoming oddly familiar with. I think we've seen this in the Jade and Nita. We saw it with the workout clothes videos at last year's convention. And I think it's popped up in a couple of others as well. But let's go to our favorite coffee shop and see about some Jehovah's Witnesses seeing stuff on social media that might be anti-Watchtower.
I have a matcha latte to one nice lady, but she wasn't really interested, so.
Ryder, did you get to talk to anyone today?
Yeah, another person who saw that documentary about the witnesses?
Yeah, we just moved on. The next person was nice, just busy.
I haven't seen it, but look, it's all over the news.
I'm not gonna watch it, but these headlines make us look bad.
They're just spreading lies.
Well, it doesn't matter if it's not true. It's out there.
Everybody knows about it at work, too. I don't even want to tell people I'm a witness right now.
Imagine you work for a company and there is a documentary made and news stories coming out about unscrupulous behavior made by executives. And your reaction to that was, well, I'm not going to watch that because it's just lies. And it's not they know that they're lies, so they're rejecting them. They don't know that. Ever. Like a Jehovah's Witness won't engage with apostates. They won't engage with the opposition. They will not think, or they're not supposed to, dip their little toes into the pool of the apostate swill. And it really always blows me away to see, even in a dramatization, that they accurately show how Jehovah's Witnesses react to this stuff. Well, they're just spreading lies. And then they all agree, oh man, yeah, they're just spreading lies. But that's really interesting that she says at her workplace, she doesn't even want to say she is a Jehovah's Witness anymore. Now that's interesting.
I know it can be difficult at times, but we can't be ashamed to serve Jehovah. Our conduct speaks for itself.
Sure, but it...
Well, why make yourself a target if you can avoid it?
I get it. I'm trying to feel this way about it. Happy are you when people reproach you and lyingly say every sort of wicked thing against you for my sake.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with Jesus, but it is not that easy.
He never said it would be. I mean, we're dealing with reproach like the prophets, like the apostles, like all of our brothers. But we don't let the lies bring us down. Everything Jesus said to do here in Matthew 5, none of it's easy. But if we do it, we'll be happy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we're...
Now, Napoleon Dynamite here makes an interesting point. why make yourself a target if you can avoid it? Now, I understand how, the mentality that ordinary Jehovah's Witnesses have, where they're not ashamed to, say it with their whole chest, and I am a Jehovah's Witness, shout it from the rooftops, come any punishment, you can torture me, you can throw me in prison, but I'm not renouncing my faith. How come the governing body don't have that energy? Like, ever. The governing body have done everything in their power to insulate themselves from any consequences for the decisions that they make. Whenever there is a legal case against Watchtower, they hide in the corner and they say, oh, we don't do it. We're just dispensing a spiritual food. We only really just read the Bible and vaguely allude to some maybe ideas that people can choose to follow whether they want to or not. That's our job. That's all we do. Why don't they accurately stand up in court like, Zach's trying to get them to do? No, don't be ashamed of your faith. Okay, governing body, don't be ashamed of your faith. Just don't be ashamed of it. If you say something, mean it. If you said something years ago and that had huge detrimental, life-altering consequences for people, hold that. But they'll never do that. You will never see a governing body member standing up in court and saying, yeah, I said that, we made those rules, and we put in place the mechanisms for those rules to be enforced. What will you see a governing body do? I mean, we've seen this. Jeffrey Jackson goes to the Australian Royal Commission. He's asked, hey, are you guys the spokespersons for God? He's like, nah, dude, that sounds a little presumptuous, man. Nah, we don't do that. What did Garrett Loesch say? He said, I'm not a member of Watchtower. I've never even heard of Watchtower. You got the wrong guy. I'm not a member of Watchtower. I don't control Watchtower. Watchtower doesn't control me. So, I don't think I'm going to show up in court because this is completely unrelated to me. If Jehovah's Witnesses are being trained and taught and deluded and brainwashed into having this mentality where they should never be ashamed of their faith, even if there's these negative documentaries and news stories and TikToks and YouTube videos, talking about lies of the organization, they're being molded to not be ashamed of that. No, you would never want to be ashamed of that. You still need to do it. I think every Jehovah's Witness should demand that exact same loyalty to God, that exact same energy, that exact same resilience of the people that are making this crap. If you're a Jehovah's Witness and you happen to stumble upon this, ask yourself, what actually happens if governing body members are called to court? And then what do they expect if, hey, my job's on the line? It's just an annoying pain in the butt. It's going to make my life harder to just say that I'm a Jehovah's Witness with my whole chest. I don't have to, go against the rules. I don't have to do anything. I'll just keep kind of silent about it. They don't want you to do that. But the governing body? Oh no, if there's even a slight inconvenience where they might have to go and give some testimony, they have to be dragged kicking and screaming. And they're like, am I a member of what is a governing body really? Honestly, I mean, I'm not a director. They will find any legalese to squirm their way out of this. Let that really sink in. And then after that sinks in, get ready for some more interactions with old Papa Zach. I don't remember his name, so for the time being, his name's Papa Zach.
Hey, Zach. I know we haven't talked in a while, but a melder came by today. He showed me the governing body update. I can't explain it, but it just got me thinking about the last 15 years.
I wonder what governing body update that could be. We have beardless Zach and bearded Papa Zach. Could it be referring to the governing body update about facial hair? Probably not, right? Because surely this guy didn't walk away from his family because he wanted to have a beard. Like, surely that's never actually happened before. Every time I talk about the beards, Jehovah's Witnesses love to come into the comments section and be like, well, we never really had a policy about the beard. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I mean, sort of, kind of, maybe years ago, but like no one ever left the organization over a beard. Like, you're just being an apostate and spreading lies. Well, now, I don't think I'm reading too much into this. Timeline looks pretty clear. A few years later, now old Zachary's got some facial hair himself. I'm pretty sure the story Watchtower is trying to portray is that this guy was butthurt about the whole beard situation, abandoned his family, blew up his life, all of that stuff, was acting like a total douchebag, took his kid's car, all of that, over facial hair. Then he sees the governing body update and, like Christmas morning, he just can't wait to get back. Woo! Is this the delusion of the governing body? Is this how they see it? Like, okay, well, we finally made the change, so everyone's just going to come flooding back in like, oh, yeah, let's all invest in Gillette now. This is really, really, really silly. Unless you're Zach. Because if you're Zach, nothing's ever silly. Because nothing ever goes your way. And you are constantly having to shoulder the responsibility of managing everyone's emotions around you. Because I know he looks distressed in this car. Why do you think he looks distressed in this car? Well, poor Zach is about to, he already had a real tough situation to be in.
Thank you, Brother Fletcher, for visiting our congregation today. We really appreciate you traveling out here.
This shows that Jehovah values close family bonds that reflect his love and unity, which is why showing loyalty to family is so important, to take care of them the way Jehovah wants. Son, hey, great job up there, buddy. Look at you, an elder now. Look, we need to talk. Lunch?
Maybe another time.
All right, let me put you guys on game real quick. In every congregation, there is a talk coordinator, and this talk coordinator has one of the most annoying jobs ever. You got to call a bunch of people, schedule talks. You usually try and schedule them like 3-4 months out in advance. But you have everyone's phone numbers, what talks that they do. I don't know how it works. Maybe it's like an online portal now that does it all for you. So maybe this is like antiquated, but back in the day, that's how it worked. And I assume it's pretty roughly similar to that nowadays. Now, you do not have to go and give public talks outside your congregation. You can choose to. And if someone requests that you come and give a talk, you can say no. Like, if there's someone at that congregation that you just don't like, or just like, couldn't care less, don't want to see their stupid face, they piss me off, you are well within your right to just say, oh, no, I'm busy that weekend. Man, ratatouille, you got me on a weekend. Whoopsie daisy. And you don't have to give them a reason. You don't have to explain yourself. You can just say no. Why did they force Zach into this situation? Why did he go to the Kingdom Hall to give a public talk that his dad attends? Especially when the Watchtower study is talking about family. And this loser has the audacity to raise his hand and hold forth in front of 100 people and say, you know, we got to take care of our family the way Jehovah wants us to for family. Like, Vin Diesel, get a grip on reality. Your son, who you abandoned because of not getting to wear a beard, is sitting in the audience listening to you yap about the importance of family. And of course, it's up to Zach. You know, everyone, he is like the star, and all of the little things that are orbiting around Zach, he just has to manage everyone. Here's a young man trying to probably figure himself out, figure out his own life, figure out his career, figure out his spirituality, which is just being hijacked. And all of this chaos is constantly around him. I feel so bad for this guy. This was like the point where I was like, okay, now I'm just like, before it was like, oh, haha, hee hee. But when I saw that, oh man, your heart breaks, because I think that this is kind of a realistic situation. Watchtower just wants to tell people, no matter what it is, no matter how ridiculous, no matter how absurd, listen to direction even if it doesn't make sense. And this doesn't make sense.
I feel bad even saying this. I get that he's returned to Jehovah, but now he just expects me to act like nothing's happened.
It's hard not to feel that way, especially when someone so close to you let you down.
Yeah. What happened hurt me and Mom.
I get it. As a man, having a father you feel you can't look up to, it hurts. But Zach, coming back to Jehovah takes humility and a lot of courage. Your dad's trying. I know that doesn't erase the past, but it says something. And Jehovah's mercy, it's beyond anything we can imagine.
This is like a conversation that people don't have in big groups when you're a Jehovah's Witness, but there's people you don't like. You know, we're humans at the end of the day, and stuff happens. There are discussions amongst your close friends, like, man, what about so-and-so? When we're in paradise, do I have to invite them over for dinner? They're so, like, these are things that people think about. And it's just so painful to think, you know, you can't even like just be avoiding people now in the present, here and now. You have to just let them freely, willy-nilly into your life because they're trying to come back to Jehovah. Zach, just let it out. Let it out. Go and egg that guy's house. Go and pop his tires. Have a beer and sleep well, my friend. Like, you don't owe everyone a little part of you. You don't have to overextend yourself to this degree. But this is Watchtower, so you kind of do.
Thanks, hon.
You're welcome.
You want to stay for dinner?
I'd love to. That sounds great.
Son of a bitch!
Everything good?
Yeah. Just a brother asking for help on his talk.
Oh. Well, are you gonna help him?
Maybe it's better if he figures it out on his own.
I mean, you'd want someone to help you. You know, like how Leo helped you. Do to others what you want them to do to you.
It's Dad.
You know, you're right. He can do it on his own.
Now he needs help with a talk. Oh, man, come on, my boy. I need help giving a Jehovah's Witness presentation. Something at his age he's probably done 100 times, and I'll be completely honest with you. If you can have a few neurons fire and can generally get a few sentences out, you can give a Jehovah's Witness talk. These things are not hard. Once you've done it a couple times or for a few years, you don't really need to practice all that much. It's not a difficult thing to go and talk for five. I mean, maybe this is just my perspective of things, but to me, when you spend your whole existence or all of your free time knocking on strangers' doors, yapping about stuff, and giving comments and all that, you get up on stage and people are looking at you. It's not that big of a deal. I get some people have a deep, really deep, fear of public speaking, and I understand that. But I think if that's you, then you shouldn't do the thing. But just for people that do, okay, and give talks and give comments, whatever, it's not that hard. You don't need help. You really, genuinely don't need help. Oh my God. And he has to ask, don't ask your son. I get you're trying to do that, but maybe just back off, bro. Why? Why does Zach have to carry everyone's emotional baggage with him all the freaking time?
Suggestions. You sure it sounds okay?
You'll do great, Dad.
Listen, I need to tell you something. When you were little, I was going to meetings. I was going in service. But I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. I was just keeping up appearances. Later, I was frustrated with myself. And I took it out on you. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Dad.
But I'll never get back those years that I lost with you.
And Jehovah, I know that only your kingdom can fix things between me and my dad. But for now, please help me to remove any trace of resentment from my heart and to replace it with mercy. And thank you for protecting me. And thank you for the amazing people in my life.
Look at the chef, so fancy.
Where did this come from after all these years?
See, forgiveness, all that crap, Jesus loves you, yippee-ki-yay. And I figured, it was appropriate for our least favorite participant in this dramatization to say something negative, because that's all she can do. Where did these cooking skills come after all these years? You know what? They came from your butthole, lady. Get the hell out of my house. I made you food. Anyway, sorry. This lady just annoys me to no end. She just cannot say something in a positive way. Everything has a negative spin, but that is such an accurate, I'm getting excited, an accurate representation of being with one of those older pioneer sisters as a young guy. It's just every single thing that you do. It's just negative, negative, negative all the time. Yeah, I had a lot of those. Drove me crazy. Anyway, this is the story of Zach. This is the anatomy of being a Jehovah's Witness in the Big 26. At every point that you smile, someone's coming to hit you in the head with the Bible. And every time you're frustrated, they're going to tell you that, hey, I know you're frustrated because of the actions of someone else, but you need to carry the emotional weight of all of their emotions and put those on your shoulders and look past it and be the bigger person. Why? So you can do more free work for Watchtower and not advance your career. That way people can insult your cooking, insult your movies, insult your podcasts, insult the car that you drive, insult the way that you treat your dog, insult the way that you treat your neighbor. And yeah, that is apparently, according to the Jehovah's Witnesses, the best life ever. I'm going to go take a shower because watching this, got me all hot and sweaty up in here. But thank you for sticking around, for those that stuck around to the end of the video. And with all that being said, stay safe, be kind, And don't forget to spend more time loving the things you love than hating the things you hate. Zach, now go out there and have a good ass day.